Hello everyone, William here, and I am going to talk to you about American Ninja War Ninja vs. Ninja, the second wildcard episode, right now. So, before we start talking about the actual episode itself, there's a few things I want to talk about. And that is the actual formatting of the show, as well as the length in terms of like the number of episodes and things like that. Basically, one of the things that I felt like with like the formatting of the show is that it felt like they had to do things this way with like making sure they had 16 finalists for the actual playoff section, because the new format doesn't allow them to do the super final relay thing that they did in the first two seasons of Team Ninja War, where it's like they had a relay and then they had a second relay in the final episode from the winners of the previous episode compete. But after this episode, I feel like they could have done something like that, because basically they would have had to fit 4 matches, and they actually did fit 4 matches. So in this episode, with only 2 fast forwards, so it's hypothetically what they could have done was they could have cut 4 teams, make it a full 32, and then they have 8 teams move on. They do the 4 first round matchups in one episode, and then they can do a traditional 4-team competition. That's something they could have done. That's something they could have done. There could have been 10 episodes only instead of the 16 episodes that we have this season, which is weird because 16 is actually more episodes than the A&W. A&W is only 15 episodes long, if you don't include the specials like Celebrity and All-Stars and USA vs. the World and stuff like that. But that's just weird that like the spin-off technically has more episodes than the main series. So I was wondering, what do you guys think about that? But anyway, let's get on to the wild card second half, because we got 4 matchups to talk about. First up, Hazard Brigade versus Team Wolfpack. So, Mike Needham versus Dan Yager. Basically, Mike Needham was able to get an early lead on the ring swing, but Dan Yager was able to snake around Mike on the pipe section of the bungee pipe. Mike fell in the water trying to catch up, and Dan Yager finished and got a point for his team. Then Jeri was able to finish despite Grace going down on the bungees. So Wolfpack was up 2-1. 2-2. Wow, 2-0. Grace was too low on the bungees, and she slipped off as a result. And then it was Bernardo versus Dory. Mike tried his best. He fell behind, got wet on the tiles, and he ended up slipping on the bungees. Dory finished, so Wolfpack sweeps it, moves on to the Sweet 16 playoffs. They beat the Hazard Brigade 3-0. So, match 2, Beast from the East versus the Wisco Warriors. So first up, Knapp versus James McGrath. James was able to get a lead on the ring swing, and Knapp went down on the tiles. So an easy win for James McGrath. Beast from the East go up 1-0. Erica Cook versus Christine Ahn, who is replacing Sara. Who was it? Sara Heesen? No, that doesn't sound right. Let's go. It was Sara Heesen. Yeah, Sara, basically, when Sara landed sternum first on the tiles, they decided to have her sit out afterwards. So Christine Ahn, they got fast forward. Basically, Christine went down on the tiles, and Erica Cook cleared the tiles. So Christine actually had the lead, I believe. Yeah, but she went down. So Beast from East up 2-0. Then it came down to Dave Cavanagh and Andrew Philibeck. And the floating tiles is a weird thing, because like it feels very dangerous. But basically, they ended up both falling. They basically ran on the same tiles at the same time, bumping into each other, and they both fell. But Andrew was able to prevent himself from falling in the water, which got him the victory and kept his team alive 2-1. But I don't know. I think, yeah, the tiles seems like a bit of a liability. I'll discuss a little bit more in the future. But relay time, basically, Christine was able to got wet in the beginning, and then Andrew Philibeck missed on the ring swing, and that just spelled doom and gloom for the Wisco Warriors. James McGrath finishes, gets an easy relay win, and the Beasts from the East are moving on to the final 16. So, matchup number 3, it's the Big Dog Ninjas versus the hashtag Ninjas. Matchup number 1 is the Big Dog himself, Jody Avila, versus the leader of the hashtag Ninjas, Nicholas Coolridge. This was a close race. It was a good race. Not much to say other than that Nicholas had the lead from the start, kept the lead, and finished first. Jody gave it his all, but he just couldn't keep up. So, hashtag Ninjas go up 1-0. So, Larissa Cottle for the hashtag Ninjas versus Brandi Monteverde for the Big Dog Ninjas. Basically, Brandi failed the tiles. Larissa did clear the tiles. Brandi might have hurt herself, but they said that she's okay. But either way, hashtag Ninjas go up 2-0. And then Josh Salinas for the Big Dog Ninjas. And then Jesse LaFleur for the hashtag Ninjas. This was a bit of a surprise overall because Josh Salinas was able to get the lead early on the ring swing, but then in a kind of a overly rushing moment from him or something, I don't know, but he missed the bungees. He missed from the trampoline jump to the bungees. He basically missed. He looked like he tried jumping to the second set of bungees, and he barely grabbed the bottom and fell. He had a big lead on Jesse too, a pretty sizable lead, I would say. But Jesse was able to clear the bungee pipeline, so hashtag Ninjas move on to the Sweep 16, and unfortunately, we must say goodbye to the Big Dog Ninjas. So, final matchup of the night is the Ballers versus the Three Wishes. Oh, hey, look, there's some birds in that birdhouse. Very cool. So, first up, Paul Kasemir versus the alternate Jeff Lancaster. You might remember who he took the spot of Nate Burkhardt. Whatever it was. Geoff had the lead the entire race, but fell on the wart wall, could not get up. Paul Kasemir took advantage, got up first, and Ballers go up 1-0. Must be devastated for Geoff right there. Then they fast forward the women. Basically, Meiling had the lead, kept the lead until Brittany Hanks failed the tiles behind her. So Meiling wins and gets a point for the Ballers, 2-0. Then it came down to Lorin versus Thomas Stillings. Both these guys were good. Both these guys were fast. They were efficient through the course. They all looked good. But in the end, Thomas Stillings eked out Lorin Ball, kept the Three Wishes alive. Had to, because it was do or die. So brought things 2-1. And then for a relay in another do or die situation for Three Wishes, basically Lorin was able to get the lead for the Ballers on the floating tiles, and were just able to keep the lead from that point on. Three Wishes were just simply outraced in the relay. So the Ballers, my pick to win the whole thing, I hope that stays true. They are moving on to the Sweet 16. They are the final team moving on. We have the top 16 set. We are ready to go. And now, next time, I will be talking about the first of the 4 playoff episodes of American Ninja Warrior Ninja vs. Ninja. I already know who won, so there's no point in me doing predictions. But until next time, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.